Right now, I'm running an experiment on a friend of mine, a cognitive dissonance experiment. Many of my other friends who are not what you would call exactly awake, they all get it. They understand it's a false flag. One or two of them have thought, well, maybe it's a Chinese false flag or whatever. That's fine because that's the right kind of thinking. They know it's a false flag. They're just trying to figure it out. That's fine. It is a Zionist Masonic false flag. The only people broadcasting to you are the Zionist Masons in the Western world. And the only predictive programming, yeah, I just realized, predictive programming for it, the pre advertising for it, um, you know, pre ad, isn't that weird? Because I just chose this thing randomly. Anyway, so it all comes from the Zionist media because they're the only people broadcasting to you, broadcasting their scripted agenda based lies. Now, this corona thing, I'm, like I say, running an experiment on my friend who is in denial. He is suffering from cognitive dissonance, cognitive stress from it. And it doesn't matter what I give him. I've given him all the evidence, the empty hospitals around the world, they're just all empty. I've given him the pre-advertising all over the place. I've given him the that really good footage of that woman in that corridor with those two hazmat goons who are trying to say that a homeless man died, and when she's telling them, no, he was let out the back, he's fully alive, and what the hell are you doing lying to people? That's a very good footage, that one. I've given him that. I've given him everything that you would need. Oh yeah, the duping delight. I showed him my duping delight Corona update 5 video. He went quiet on that one. In fact, goes quiet, and this is the experiment. People go quiet when they desperately want to believe the Zionist Masonic media's lies. They just go quiet because they can't think of anything to say to back up the lies, because they are lies, but they desperately hold on. It's a bit like imagine this is the Zionist media here, right? And here he is, he's got his fingers, just he's holding on like a rock climber, holding on by his fingernails, holding on to their lies, holding on to their predictive advertising programming. Yeah, he's desperately holding on to it. And no matter what you say to him, he will come up with some ridiculous piece of nonsense, trying to say that I'm wrong and that it's real. No, it's not real. Okay, it's not real. It is a broadcast and nothing more than a broadcast. Okay, the level of mockery out there of it is amazing. I mean, I can't even begin to show you all the predictive programming pre-advertising for it. There's so much. So anyway, I'm gonna just keep on going, because deep down, all these people who are in denial, they know. They know, yet they can't face the truth. And it's that line from that Jack Nicholson movie where he's in the court and he says, "The truth? You can't handle the truth." Right. People can't. They can't handle the truth. The truth hurts. But, you know, we're not living in those times where you have the luxury of ignoring the truth. Sorry, no. We're on the cusp of the next phase of this thing. There's that movie, Contracted Phase 2. It's pandemic phase 2. That's right, it's phase 2 of the Seattle Falls flag that we're in right now. Phase 3 could be November the 3rd. Phase 4 could be November the 4th, right? 311 to 411. It's all numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 118, 2222, this one, 311, and then 411, the blackout. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yet more evidence that that's how it's going to go. And we're in the timeline now. We're in the Seattle Falls flag now. And of course, this guy, I've been telling him for years it's going to happen. And, and I've now told him exactly what phase we're in, and he's still in denial. But come November the 3rd and 4th, I will have the biggest I told you so in the history of mankind, most likely. I don't think they can change the date. So far, they've had to stick to their exact dates. The 118, 118, I've got your number. The 22, 22. Yeah? And then 311, November the 3rd, the re-election of an unpopular president. Boom. West Coast goes boom on that day, probably at dawn. And if you're in Europe, that'll be 8, 9 hours later, so that'll be like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Um, that's my best guess. Dawn on November the 3rd, boom, West Coast, and then the next day, after all the emergency alert systems have gone off in America, scaring the living hell out of the sheep. I'm sorry I have to say it, the sheep. And then you'll have the blackout, 411. And watch the film V for Vendetta. I'm sure it's all over that. The domino effect. And watch the film Domino. I've just watched Star Trek: The Final Frontier. That's all Corona. Oh yeah, yeah. If I can remember a few things from it, he starts with a mask opening scene. He says, "Oh, I thought arms were banned on this planet. You know, gun confiscation, knife confiscation." That's the first line on the movie. He takes his mask off. Then he goes to Paradise City. Yes, Paradise Operation. And then it pans to a space station that is exactly a space needle, the Seattle Space Needle. What else is there? There's more. I'll do a comment on it, or maybe a video if I can. So anyway, I will continue my look into this cognitive dissonance. It's amazing. It's like that fight in Let They Live, where Rowdy Roddy I'm trying to say it. Rowdy Roddy Piper says, "Look, put these glasses on. See the truth about the lying media. Put the glasses on. No, fight, 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 fight. The longest fight in cinematic history to show you just how hard people will fight not to see the truth about the Zionist Masonic lying media. They will hold on. Yeah, they'll hold on to the edge of it no matter what. It doesn't matter what you tell them. They will go into denial, and they will experience cognitive stress. Cognitive dissonance is, by definition on the internet, two conflicting pieces of information on the same thing. So there's the Zionist media lies, like the corona, and then there's me telling you that it's all just a false flag. And this causes cognitive stress. It pulls that person one way and it pulls that person the other way in the mind, right? But cognitive dissonance is more than that as far as I'm concerned. It's the things that stop you from accepting the truth about whatever it is. Let's say the media. I'll name a few. Pride blocks you from seeing the truth about the media. Conceit blocks you. Inflexibility of mind blocks you. Keeping up with the Joneses definitely blocks you. Not being able to think for yourself blocks you. And blatant brainwashing by the Zionist media blocks you. All these things, 6 different things, block the average person from accepting the truth about the non-stop, incessant military lies, scripted agenda-based lies of the Zionist Masonic media, which is the media, all of it. They're the only people broadcasting to you. And if you see a report that says, oh, this is from Iran, this is from China, it doesn't matter. You're seeing it on the Zionist media. Okay? And you are seeing empty hospitals. Objective Realist came up with a really good playlist there of empty hospitals from around the world. Empty car parks, empty hospitals, nothing there, nobody there. There's one from Wuhan where the 1 or 2 people there are running around and sitting up like it's nothing. I tell you something, I had the flu 5 years ago. The flu, yeah. It laid me up for 3 weeks, put me in such intense pain that I couldn't move a muscle for 3 weeks. But then I came out the other end with natural immunity. I was fine. But for those 3 weeks, I couldn't move. So those people in the video of that Wuhan hospital where there's a one or two people there and they're just walking around and sitting up. No, 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 no. They haven't got the flu. They haven't got anything. They probably came in with a sniffle, little cold, and then of course, they're going to play along, aren't they? They're going to play along and make it look like it's something. Well, it's nothing. It's just a heavily pre-advertised for the last 45 years. Survivors 1975. Heavily pre-advertised false flag, the second part of the 5-stage 2-year-long Seattle false flag. The next stage could be November the 3rd. Don't quote me on it completely, but that's a best guess because the re-election of an unpopular president is it, and it's in Southland Tales. It's in the Shattered Union 1995 video game trailer, which is the very key thing, that one. It's in 2 or 3 other movies off the top of my head. I'll have to think about it. I can't think about it right now, but it's in its election. Oh yeah. Escape from LA. And Escape from LA is the movie with the most of this. It's got all 5 stages in it. Escape from LA, 1996, I do believe. Yeah, it's got all the stages. It's got the Ventura fire, stage 1. It's got the Plutoxin virus, which is a fast-acting case of the flu, and it's fake, as they say in the movie. It's got the blackout box, stage 4. It's got the Ferris wheel being destroyed by the sea, Seattle, at the beginning. It's got this nuclear submarine. Yeah, it's got everything. And so has the series Jericho. The series Jericho and the film Escape from LA. These are the 2 main ones because these have got it all. The Jericho series has got absolutely all of it. It's got restriction of travel, Italy, Notre Dame. There's Van Helsing, starts with Van Helsing in a mask and looking around at Notre Dame and a Ferris wheel on fire. It goes on and on. I'm just seeing it in so many movies, and that movie, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, definitely. That one starts with him being knocked off the Coronado ship, which as it sinks, the D-O disappears and you just see Corona. And then you see a hat go down, which is the crown going down, Corona. And then it pans straight to Harrison Ford saying, there's no truth here, that's down the hall. So there's no truth, Corona. And then he says, forget ideas of exotic travel. No travel. No exotic travel. It's all there. And there's more in there as well. There's fake China scene where the Ming vase is broken. Oh, look, it's fake, Sean Connery says. It's fake China. Wuhan. It's fake. It's all there. In so many movies, and I'm just rewatching movies at the moment. I'm seeing it in all the movies. It's hindsight now, of course. It was difficult to spot the first phase, that it was going to be the Ventura and Paradise fires. That was difficult. I knew that 118 was going to be the date, and it was, but and of course 22, no, 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyway, so there's a few thoughts. There's a commentary video. There you go.